this rainy, complicated day, and sort of creating new things together. And I want to thank Abe. Abe and I go way back to her first couple hours in Austin. She stayed with me when she came to visit and decided she was going to go to the Picture Center, and tells me that I fed her a very large salad, which seems like a true detail to me. So, and I appreciate the many ways you feed all of us. Yeah. I have props. In 2014, I did a photo of the day project, and in 2015, I decided to up that, and I did a photo and a paragraph. I try to do it every day. I did about half the days of the year, and I put them together for myself in a little book, and I'm going to read 3 of those. I've been working on revising them into something closer to poems, and while they're not necessarily about motherhood, a lot of them are very much about how we make homes and how we sort of create that for ourselves. So I have props. The first one comes with a photo of shoes underneath the kitchen table. And it is titled, Kicked Off. Where our shoes land tell you where we've been, where tiredness overtook us, or we decided this is it, I'm in for the night. This spot below the kitchen table suggests we started talking. His brother, my applicants, the little list we keep of what hasn't been done, car headlight, fig tree, rats in the walls, and aren't we almost out of milk? Yesterday, we both went to the store without checking in. The result, 4 dozen eggs and a line of rice crackers on the shelves. On my side, bags gather in need of emptying. On his, a folded paper towel where he rests his elbow. Maybe there are houses where the shoes always land in closets or in a special rack by the front door. But would I want to live there? Here I can trace our days by the places we paused, then unlaced, realizing now I am home. The second one I'm going to read came from a prompt in Abe's workshop. So Abe brings in all kinds of amazing artifacts for us to gather from and come up with ideas to write from. And so she brought in some thread one day, and I picked up this spool which is on wood and has all of this language on both ends of it that I was trying to decipher, and use this as a prompt to write from. I also took a photo of it that night and included that in this. So this is called Pink, and it does relate a little bit to Mother's Day. It is my grandmother's thread, wood spooled, pastel colored, beeswaxed, 19 cents, fast to boiling, a term I imagine on a standardized test of the past. In my linen closet on the floor, in a shoebox for shoes I forgot many years ago, a box of thread, needles and packaging with fonts from the 50s, a pin holder like a ripe tomato. It's still where I reach when a button needs reattaching, a hem tidied, my grandmother's thread, though she died when I was 10, my grandmother's ring that I wear next to my own wedding band. So much on this spool I don't understand. Belding, size 50, mercerized cotton. Driving home the other night, Chris says it must be hard to be young and keep up with all the new terms. We were talking about FOMO, his discovery that describes so many of his life's decisions. No, I say, it is hard to be old and keep up with the new terms. It is hard to be modern and connected with what came before. This thread, bubblegum pink, no baby doll pink, no ballerina pink. This thread, cotton candy, sunset, ball gown, the color of the homecoming dress I wore at 17. There is a sense of the capable in it for the woman who knew how to read its codes, who chose it understanding its size and shade and kind of cotton would help her create what she intended to create. She knew what she was doing, the woman who pulled this thread from the many and paid her 19 cents and brought it home. She could have been my grandmother, who disliked her lumbering body, but used it to tend the new mothers in the maternity ward and stop at friends to check in, and bathe her own cranky mother-in-law in tar to tamp down the eczema. My grandmother, seamstress, nurse, maker of homes, knew what she was doing when she did it. And then I'm going to read one more, also related to color and related to painting the front door. It's a photo with all of the swatches of paint possibilities, and a lot of their names come up in this because I believe that the color is not only important, but the name on the color is important as well. So this is called Fresh Coat. This much I know, I am doubtful of skinny jeans and wouldn't dare paint the front door shipwreck or tsunami. Kelly tells me Einstein's door was red to make sure he could find his way home. Yet we've been traveling out and back from this house for a decade now, slipping the same key in the same door, climbing the same half step to the porch. 2 weeks ago, the tile started peeling off the stoop, and we've stacked them, waiting for repair. We consider firecracker for its burst of flame, but in midlife we're less prone to explosions, to noises that rattle our bones. Why not allure for what brought us here? The long brick walk, the country kitchen, cabinets stenciled with seashells. When we made the offer to the old owners, an elderly couple we heard still held hands while walking down the street. We told them we were engaged, though we weren't yet. We were drawing ourselves into the future, to the Saturday afternoon we married in the front yard, and everyone we love in the world passed through this door toward the food laid out downstairs, the dance floor and the grass beyond. Allure it is. I'll brush on one coat, let it dry, brush on another.